they don't call it the air raid offense for nothing. Their quarterback's thrown for already 2,600 yards this year. I think like 400 or 500 more than the next quarterback in the nation. Mm-hmm. When you watch Washington State on tape, I mean, a lot of teams throw the ball, but the way they throw it, the route concepts they run, is it a lot different than other teams?
It's a little bit different than other teams, I would say. You know, they pass the ball 65, 70 times a game. They're not a very complex formation type of team. You know, they're pretty simple. You know, a good 2x2, 3x1, and whatever else they decide to come up with. But that's kind of mostly what we see. They run a lot of mesh concepts, vertical concepts. So we're just staying focused, listening to our coaches, our techniques, just making sure we're staying on top of each route, being able to pass some of the crossing routes because some of it can get confusing at times. Just being able to rep it over and over and over. Doing walks before practice. Doing extra meetings, coming in late at night. To fix problems we messed up on in practice and whatnot. So that's just kind of the thing. It's just kind of how we've been taking this. Just taking this, as a keep repping it until it comes natural.
Aaron, I haven't had a chance to catch up with you, but when you first got injured a couple weeks ago, obviously it was a pretty scary scene, kind of a fluky thing there on the sideline. What was your thought process when it happened? Did you think it was worse than what it turned out to be?
Yeah, so the ball was ran to the sideline, and someone blocked me, and kind of pushed me in the back a little bit, brought my momentum forward, and there was like a big misting fan on the sideline. It probably had like a 4 or 5 inch little base, so my leg slid under that base actually, and they have wheels, and they have like a stopper on the wheel that can make the wheel stop from rolling, and it was like metal. So my leg, I found out my leg got cut on that. So initially I didn't feel anything. I didn't know anything was wrong. I was about to just get up and run back in. But I saw Air Force's sideline and their reaction. They were all closing their eyes and like looking away and whatnot. And that kind of frightened me a little bit. So I looked down and I have a huge gash in my leg, and it was really, really deep to the point where whenever I would bend my knee, you could see the bone. So that's kind of the confusion where everybody was thinking I broke my bone or something like this. But I didn't hit any nerves, didn't hit any arteries, didn't hit any bone, didn't chip any bone. So I was extremely fortunate to come out. But initially I thought. I thought my season was over. I'm a very positive guy and whatnot, but it was a very freakish accident, and I just reacted the same way Air Force really reacted. Didn't really quite know if maybe I cut a tendon, ACL, I don't know anything, but the trainers did a good job of keeping me calm in the ambulance and letting me know that everything's gonna be okay. And whenever I got there, they were checking it out, and they were like, "Wow, like maybe you didn't hit anything at all, and this could just be a deep laceration." So I prayed on it, and that's just what I was thinking throughout my mind. I'll be fine. It's just a laceration, and came out to be just a deep laceration. It was about 3 weeks before coaches and whatnot let me get back rolling on the field. But the trainers did an excellent job of getting me back, doing different treatments on it. I would come back 2-3 times a day, morning, between lifts, and even after, just to see, is there anything I can do? Is there anything I could do here, that can maybe help the healing process? Should I have it uncovered? Should I cover it up? Should I put antibiotics? Just anything possible, just to get out there as soon as possible. And the trainers did a great job of helping me with that.
Aaron, last week was the first time you guys have not had an interception in a game this year. How important is it to get back and get a couple of those, especially against a team like this that throws it so much?
Oh, it's very important. Turnovers. When you win the turnover margin, you win most of your games. Beginning of the season, we started off really strong and whatnot, but sometimes things don't go our way. But we're just gonna go back and film, focus on why we're not getting those interceptions and what's going on. But yeah, that's a 14-point margin. When you get a turnover, that's 7 points taken away from them and 7 points given to your team. So it's very important to come up with those turnovers.
Aaron, last year against them, you had career game. What do you think about having a career game against a guy that's in the NFL right now? And also, what was it that you saw and that they did that made it so easy for you to pick it apart? And is it still that same offense, and do you have confidence going into that?
Yeah, I have confidence going into it. I have confidence going into any game. It feels great to be able to have a game like that against a quarterback like that. But I'm not a big reading the newspaper type of guy. That game's over, I move on. But yeah, it's not quite the exact same offense. I wouldn't say that they're doing the exact same thing, but it's very, very similar. And the coaches, they did a great job of preparing me and letting me know, what's going to come if he lines up this way. Kind of expect this route. That was one of the games where coaches kind of let me loose, just because sometimes I would come in on third downs and come out. Sometimes I'd get around 15 reps a game, but. Yeah, so it was coach did a great job of helping me prepare, and I wanted to do excellent, so I would come in extra, of course, just polish myself up, see if there's anything I don't quite know, or anything I'm quite unsure about, so I can just play fast on the field.
Aaron, and I know last year was last year, but the reality was you guys finished last year on a slide, losing 7 in a row. When you look back to that and you think about now, either individually or collectively, did you learn anything from how last year ended that maybe you can apply this year to kind of keep it from spiraling out of control?
Yeah, I would say very important thing that I've learned from that is just that everything's not going to go your way, and sometimes it's just about moving forward and just continually to get better every day. 1% better every day is it's very important. If you want to get your craft right, get your craft better. So just coming in, working, being able to have that amnesia, and being able to know, just like playing defensive back, sometimes balls get caught on you, you don't like it, you don't want it to happen, but you got to move on to the next play. You got to lock in for the next one. Not really grieving on anything that happened. Just locking in and moving on. Cool. Thank you.